Have you ever dreamed of waking up to the gentle sound of water lapping against your hull, sipping morning coffee while watching the sunrise over the marina? Living aboard a yacht isn't just for millionaires anymore. Today I'm sharing 7 affordable motor yachts that can become your floating home, and you won't believe how reasonable some of these prices are. We're talking classic vessels from the 1970s through the 1990s that offer genuine live-aboard comfort without the insane price tags of modern yachts. From cozy 35-footers perfect for couples to spacious houseboats with residential amenities, there's something here for every budget and lifestyle. And here's a teaser. The yacht at number 1 on our list can be yours for less than the cost of a used car, and it comes with a solid fiberglass hull that's built to last. But it does require a bit of elbow grease. Stick around to find out which classic beauty I'm talking about. Let's cast off and explore these affordable floating homes. Starting at number 7, we have the most expensive vessel on our list, but hear me out because the CARVER 405 aft cabin motor yacht delivers tremendous value for what you're getting. Late 1990s models typically run between $90,000 and $120,000, which is still a fraction of what you'd pay for a comparable new yacht. This is a genuine 40-footer, giving you significantly more living space than the smaller yachts we'll discuss later. She's powered by twin 7.4-liter Mercruiser Mag Horizon inboard engines, pumping out 370 horsepower each. That's serious power. We're talking cruising speeds up to 25 miles per hour. For a yacht this size, that's impressive performance. Here's what sets the 405 apart. You get 2 private staterooms and 2 full heads. The aft stateroom features a queen island bed. That's a bed you can walk around on 3 sides with its own ensuite head, privacy, comfort, and convenience all in one package. The forward stateroom offers a double berth with an adjacent guest head nearby. This layout is perfect if you're planning to have guests aboard or if you want dedicated spaces for different activities. Maybe one cabin becomes your bedroom while the other serves as an office or workout space. The possibilities are endless. The flybridge is where this yacht really shines. It seats 4 to 6 guests comfortably and includes a built-in wet bar. Imagine hosting sunset cocktails up there with friends, the wind in your hair, watching boats come and go from the marina. The aft deck also features a wet bar, so you've got entertainment covered both upstairs and down. Step into the salon and you're greeted by large windows that flood the space with natural light. There's an L-shaped couch perfect for lounging, an entertainment center for movie nights, and a genuine sense of spaciousness you just don't find in smaller vessels. The galley is equipped like a real kitchen. Full-size refrigerator, microwave, electric cooktop, and plenty of counter space for meal prep. If you love cooking, you'll appreciate having proper appliances instead of the tiny RV-style units found in many boats. Now let's be honest about the downsides. At $90,000 to $120,000, this is a significant investment, the highest on our list. The twin gas engines, while powerful, are less fuel efficient than diesels. You'll pay more at the pump, especially if you cruise frequently. Older models may need modernization. Think updated upholstery, electronics, maybe some gel coat work. But if you're willing to put in some effort or budget for professional work, you can transform a good boat into a great live-aboard home. Despite being the priciest option, the 405 offers something the others can't: genuine space for full-time living with room for guests. If your budget allows and you want a yacht that feels like a floating apartment, this is worth every penny. Coming in at number 6 is the innovative Silverton 351 sedan, also marketed as the 35 convertible. Built between 1997 and 2003, these boats typically sell for $50,000 to $70,000 today. Silverton introduced something clever with the 351, the sidewalk design. Instead of narrow side decks that make moving around the boat precarious, especially at night or in rough water, Silverton created molded steps that rise from the cockpit to the foredeck. This design frees up interior width, giving you an apartment-sized salon inside. Think about it. Traditional boats waste valuable interior space on those skinny side decks. Silverton said, why not use that space inside where you actually live? The result is a surprisingly roomy salon for a 35-foot vessel. She's powered by twin 320 horsepower gasoline V-drives that cruise comfortably at 14 to 16 knots. Not lightning fast, but perfectly adequate for coastal cruising and moving between marinas. The semi-planing hull design gives you decent speed when you want it and reasonable fuel economy when you don't. That full-width salon really makes a difference. You've got an apartment-sized galley with ample counter space, storage, and full-size appliances. There's room to actually cook proper meals, not just heat up canned soup, The forward stateroom features a queen berth, giving you proper sleeping comfort. No more cramming into a V-berth that's wide at the shoulders but pinches your feet. The enclosed head includes a separate shower, a luxury on a boat this size. The flybridge offers good seating with excellent visibility for running the boat or just enjoying the view. Those sidewalk steps also make getting on and off the boat safer, which matters when you're carrying groceries or stepping aboard in wet conditions. One limitation compared to trawler-style boats is storage. The semi-planing hull design prioritizes speed and interior volume over massive storage holds. You'll need to be thoughtful about what you bring aboard. But for most liveaboards, the interior space more than compensates. The gas engines mean higher fuel costs than diesels, and the older hull design can pound in rough seas. This isn't an offshore passage maker. Stick to protected waters and coastal cruising. At $50,000 to $70,000, the Silverton 351 offers excellent value. You get a unique design that maximizes livable space, good performance, and a comfortable layout. For couples or small families wanting to live aboard in style, this is a smart choice. Sliding into the middle of our list at number 5 is a classic, the Chris-Craft 350 Catalina from the mid-1980s. These beautiful double-cabin cruisers typically sell for $25,000 to $35,000, making them one of the more affordable options we'll discuss today. Chris-Craft is one of the most respected names in American boat building, and the 350 Catalina represents their craftsmanship from that era. This was one of the most popular double-cabin cruisers of its time, and when you step aboard, you'll understand why. At 35 feet long with a 13-foot beam, the Catalina offers 2 full staterooms, 1 head, a full galley, and a flybridge that seats more than 8 people. That's serious entertaining space. Picture hosting a small party up on the bridge. Everyone can sit comfortably while you're anchored in a quiet cove. Step below and you'll find an L-shaped settee in the salon that's perfect for lounging with a book or entertaining guests. The wood interior showcases that classic Chris-Craft attention to detail, though you may need to do some refinishing depending on the boat's condition. The galley is impressive for a boat this age. 4-burner stove and a convection oven. Not many mid-1980s boats came with convection ovens. This means you can actually bake bread, pizza, casseroles, whatever you like. For someone living aboard who enjoys cooking, this is fantastic. Both staterooms are genuinely spacious, not the cramped cubbyholes you sometimes find in older boats. You can use one as your master bedroom and the other as a guest room, office, or storage space. The forward stateroom gets good natural light from deck hatches, keeping it from feeling cave-like. There's only one head, which means if you have guests staying over, everyone's sharing facilities. It's not a deal breaker, but it's worth knowing. Also, like most boats of this vintage, she's powered by gas engines. The original listing mentions twin 5.7-liter Crusader gasoline engines that cruise around 17 miles per hour with a top speed around 25 miles per hour. Performance is good, but you'll pay more for fuel than with diesels. The wood interior, while beautiful, may need refinishing. Varnish work is therapeutic for some people and tedious for others. Know which camp you're in before buying. Parts are readily available since Chris-Craft was a major manufacturer, which helps with maintenance and upgrades. At $25,000 to $35,000, the Chris-Craft 350 Catalina offers classic styling, 2 large cabins, great entertaining space, and that legendary Chris-Craft build quality. If you appreciate traditional boats with character and don't mind a little project work, this is an excellent value. Now we're getting into something completely different. At number 4, we have the Gibson 42-foot houseboat from the 1970s through 1990s, with prices ranging from $35,000 to $50,000 depending on age and condition. Let's be clear, houseboats aren't designed to cross oceans. They're happiest in lakes, rivers, and protected coastal waters. But what they sacrifice in seaworthiness, they more than make up for in livability. We're talking apartment-like space at a fraction of the cost of a waterfront condo. One 1973 Gibson 42, listed for $49,000, came with a 30,000 BTU furnace, dual air conditioners, and a full-size refrigerator freezer. Not a marine fridge, a full-size residential unit. You've got room for groceries like you would in an actual apartment. The layout typically includes a queen bed in the master stateroom, a full galley with a proper stove and oven, and living areas that feel genuinely spacious. Gibson 42S typically feature 3 decks, a main living deck, an upper deck for sunbathing and entertaining, and often a small front deck. This gives you outdoor living space that other boats simply can't match. Want to set up a full outdoor dining area? No problem. Want lounge chairs for sunbathing? Plenty of room. These boats are powered by twin Chrysler 318 engines rated at 225 horsepower each. They cruise at 7 to 8 knots, not fast, but perfectly adequate for moving between anchorages or marinas. You're not buying a houseboat to race, you're buying it to live comfortably. Houseboats have a high profile, which means wind can push you around more than a low-profile cruiser. Docking in crosswinds requires patience and skill. Some marinas restrict or prohibit houseboats, so you'll need to do your homework about where you can keep it. The shallow draft is great for rivers and lakes, but limits your offshore options. Older models may need hull work, especially if they've sat in the water for decades without proper maintenance. If your goal is comfortable living space rather than long-distance cruising, a Gibson 42 houseboat offers unbeatable value. Where else can you get 2 bedrooms, full kitchen, dual climate control, and multiple entertainment decks for $35,000 to $50,000? You'd pay more for a used RV with less space. Jumping up to number 3, we have the Sea Ray 340 sedan bridge from the mid-1980s. This is where things get really interesting from a value perspective. We're talking $18,000 to $30,000 depending on condition. One 1985 model listed at just $19,900 was specifically marketed as ideal for a small family or full-time liveaboard. At that price point, this is cheaper than many used cars, yet you get a 34-foot yacht with actual living accommodations. The Sea Ray 340 sedan bridge features an open salon with lots of windows. Natural light makes any space feel larger and more inviting. The design includes a walk-around berth forward, meaning you can actually walk on both sides of the bed. No more crawling over your partner to get up in the middle of the night. There's a convertible dinette that serves as your dining area and can transform into additional sleeping space if needed. The galley is functional with the essentials: stove, sink, and refrigerator. With a beam of 11 feet 11 inches, the Sea Ray manages to feel surprisingly spacious for a 34-footer. You're not constantly bumping into things or feeling claustrophobic. The layout flows well from salon to galley to stateroom. Twin gas inboards producing about 270 horsepower each give you plenty of power. She cruises at 20 knots and tops out near 24 knots. That's genuinely fast for a boat of this type. You can cover ground quickly when moving between locations. The 340 carries 250 gallons of fuel, 40 gallons of fresh water, and 28 gallons of waste capacity. The fuel capacity is generous. The water capacity is more modest. You'll need to be mindful of water usage if you're anchored out, but for marina living with shore hookups, it's perfectly adequate. One advantage of an older, simpler boat is maintenance costs. There's no complicated electronics to fail, no elaborate systems to troubleshoot, basic mechanical systems that any competent marine mechanic can service. This keeps your operating costs down. At this price point, expect to do some cosmetic work. Think new cushions, updated curtains, maybe fresh paint in the galley. The smaller water tank means you're more dependent on marina facilities or frequent fill-ups. The flybridge has limited headroom, not a huge issue unless you're very tall, but worth mentioning. And like all the gas-powered boats on our list, fuel costs will be higher than diesel equivalents. At $18,000 to $30,000, the Sea Ray 340 sedan bridge offers incredible bang for your buck. You get manageable size, good performance, an open, airy layout, and the Sea Ray name, which means parts availability and a good reputation. For someone on a tight budget who wants to live aboard now rather than saving for years, this is a fantastic option. In the runner-up position at number 2, we have the CARVER 350 Mariner from the 1990s. These 35-foot flybridge cruisers typically run $50,000 to $60,000 for mid-1990s examples, and they've earned a loyal following among liveaboards. Here's what makes the CARVER 350 Mariner special: the single-level interior. Most boats force you to climb up and down companionway stairs constantly. The Mariner puts everything on one main level, which feels remarkably like a small apartment. For anyone with mobility concerns, or anyone who just appreciates convenience, this is a huge plus. The salon occupies the full beam of the boat, giving you maximum interior width. Wraparound windows flood the space with natural light and provide panoramic views of your surroundings. There's an L-shaped couch that's genuinely comfortable for relaxing, entertaining, or watching TV. The open galley features an electric stove, microwave, and refrigerator. Everything positioned conveniently without feeling cramped. You can cook while still being part of the conversation in the salon. The forward master stateroom gives you real privacy. The door closes, creating a separate bedroom just like in a house. You're not sleeping on a converted dinette or in an open space. This is a dedicated bedroom. This might not sound exciting, but trust me, having an enclosed head with a separate shower is a luxury on a boat. You're not standing in the toilet compartment trying to shower. There's actual separation between the facilities. Showering feels civilized, not like you're contorting yourself in a phone booth. The Mariner comes with air conditioning, making it suitable for year-round living even in warm climates. The combination of good insulation and AC means you can be comfortable whether you're in Florida in August or the Bahamas year-round. The flybridge is genuinely expansive, one of the best features of this design. The integrated steps from the flybridge to the foredeck are genius. Most boats make you navigate narrow side decks to get forward, which can be sketchy when wet or at night. The Mariner's integrated steps are safe, stable, and easy. Because there are no narrow side decks, all that space goes to the interior. It's a smart design compromise that prioritizes livability over traditional boat aesthetics. Storage is thoughtful throughout the boat. Overhead cabinets, underberth storage, galley cabinets. There's room for your belongings without feeling like you're playing Tetris every time you put something away. Gas engines mean higher fuel costs compared to diesels. At around 300 total horsepower, she cruises at 15 to 18 knots, which is respectable but not blazing fast. Older boats may need maintenance on plumbing or electrical systems. This is true of any 1990s vessel. Budget for upgrades and preventive maintenance. The CARVER 350 Mariner ranks second because it nails the liveaboard experience. The single-level layout, full-beam salon, proper bedroom, good bathroom, and expansive flybridge add up to comfortable full-time living. At $50,000 to $60,000, it's affordable for many budgets while still delivering quality and comfort. It's not number one only because our top pick offers an even better value, if you're willing to put in some work. And here we are at number one, the HATTERAS 41 double cabin from the 1960s through 1970s. Now before you worry about buying a boat from the Johnson administration, hear me out. Project boats from this era can be had for as little as $5,000 to $20,000, and fully restored examples might fetch more. Hatteras earned their reputation building offshore fishing boats and cruisers that could handle serious seas. These are not flimsy production boats. We're talking solid fiberglass construction that stood the test of time. A well-maintained Hatteras hull from the 1960s can be as sound as many boats built decades later. Let's be brutally honest, at $5,000 to $20,000, you're buying a project boat. One 1964 Hatteras double cabin was offered for $5,000 with twin international diesel engines, one rebuilt in 2008. The listing emphasized the solid hull and 200-gallon fuel capacity. These boats typically need extensive restoration. Think rewiring, replumbing, interior refinishing, and possibly mechanical work. But here's the thing. If you're handy, patient, and have more time than money, a Hatteras project can become your dream liveaboard at a fraction of normal costs. Unlike most boats on our list, early Hatteras boats often came with diesel engines. Diesels are more fuel efficient, longer lasting, and generally more reliable than gas engines. This boat cruises at 8 knots and can reach about 14 knots. Not fast, but reasonable for a displacement hull of this vintage. The 200-gallon fuel capacity gives you serious range. At 8 knots, burning maybe 3-4 gallons per hour, you could potentially cover 400-500 nautical miles between fill-ups. The double cabin layout provides generous spaces both fore and aft. The 41-foot length gives you room to actually live, not just exist. 2 separate sleeping areas mean privacy for couples or space for guests and family. There's something special about owning a classic Hatteras. These boats have character and history. The teak woodwork, traditional styling, and solid construction represent a bygone era of boat building when quality mattered more than quarterly profits. This is not a turnkey liveaboard. Systems will likely be old or non-functional. The interior probably needs complete renovation. Electrical and plumbing systems may need total replacement. But consider this. A skilled DIYer can transform a $10,000 Project Hatteras into a $50,000 liveaboard with sweat equity. There are entire online communities dedicated to restoring classic boats, offering advice, parts sources, and encouragement. At 8 knots, this isn't a boat for people in a hurry. But for living aboard in a marina or slow coastal cruising, speed doesn't matter. You're living at the pace the ocean intends, slow, steady, and connected to the rhythm of the sea. The Hatteras 41 double cabin tops our list because it offers the absolute best value for someone willing to invest time and effort. Where else can you get a 41-foot solid fiberglass yacht with diesel power, spacious accommodations, and legendary build quality for $5,000 to $20,000? Yes, it's a project. Yes, you'll spend months or years restoring it. But when you're done, you'll have a unique liveaboard yacht that costs less than a used car. and you'll have the satisfaction of having brought a classic vessel back to life. If you're handy with tools, have patience, and dream of living aboard on a tiny budget, a project Hatteras might be your perfect match. So there you have it, 7 affordable motor yachts that prove living aboard doesn't require a fortune. Living aboard is about more than the boat. It's about freedom, simplicity, and waking up to water every single day. It's about minimizing possessions, maximizing experiences, and joining a unique community of people who chose life on their own terms. Before you buy, do your homework. Get a professional survey. Check marina liveaboard policies. Budget for maintenance, insurance, and slip fees. Join online forums where liveaboards share their experiences. Visit boats in person. Never buy, based solely on photos. Which of these yachts speaks to you? Are you drawn to the ready-to-go CARVER 350 Mariner? Or does the challenge of restoring a classic Hatteras excite you? Maybe that affordable Sea Ray 340 is calling your name? Drop a comment and let me know which boat you'd choose and why. If you're currently living aboard, share your experiences. What boat are you on, and what do you love or hate about it? If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button and subscribe for more content about affordable liveaboard options, boat restoration tips, and life on the water. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video.